Hey friends, Kelly here. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time. So I'm feeling a bit rusty. I also probably sound a little odd because I'm battling a sinus infection and I feel like I've been sick for a month. As probably many of you, if you're watching this right now during whatever day it is, early January 2022, you might also have just gone through some illness in your household. So that's where I'm at. I have not crafted in ages. December went by and I didn't do anything. I had so many plans to do December daily and Advent, and like I literally did nothing. So I figure might as well just let that all go and just pick up an old project. So today I'm back yet again with my Camp Wonder. Is that what this is called? Yeah. I mean, it's been so long, seriously. But I'm gonna try to get the rust shaken off here of the old creative wheels and jump back into this project. So I thought I would show you the last thing I did, because I don't believe I've shared this yet. So I thought I would flip through, or not flip through, but flip back to the most recent thing that I had done in here. And then I thought I'd just let the camera roll while I try to dust some cobwebs off here and see what happens. So you may see some process here, you may not, depends on how it goes. But I thought I would share where I'm at with this. So last video, which I will link here for you, I was talking a little bit about the most recent section that I had done, which if you're not familiar with this project and you're just new to my channel, first off, welcome. And you haven't seen this project or me talk about this project, I will make sure to link below all of the videos that pertain to this. But this basically is an altered book project I've been working on through Illustrated Faith Summer Revival Camp, I think is what they call it. This year it was called Camp Wonder, and so that's what this project is about. So that doesn't really catch you up, but gives you a point to start. So at any rate, I am now on to one of the last sections. I kind of have a weird thing going on here. I'm going in sections. I have one more section which will cover 13, 14, 15 as a larger piece of it, and then I'm going to have one tiny section in the back just to cover card number 16. So I don't love that. I wish it was nice and even, or in odds as it were, but it's not, so whatever. So here is where I have started. I actually did this a while back. I can't even remember doing this. It's like looking at somebody else's work. But I had gone in and started the title page, if you will, for this section. And then I had worked through a little bit of the prompt. So I'll remind you that I am not doing all the full journaling, all the full digging in through scripture and all of that in this go. This is more of the creative process, setting it up so that I can come back to it, which I really do plan to do. I've spent a lot of time and effort on this and thought through some of these prompts that I know I want to come back to it. So card number 13, again, I have tucked back here. All I've done is I've created this little flip out interactive piece. I've given it a title on the tab here that says listen, because the card talked a little bit about, well, first off, it talked about a song which I happen to really love, which is Truth Be Told by Matthew West. And then there is some just some different prompts and scripture to pull out from there. So that's what I've done, is I went through, looked at the card, and then actually just, this book is getting so chunky I kind of have to move it here. Pull this card out. I went ahead and I typed up, or maybe I just even pulled it off of some website, but I printed I printed out the lyrics to Truth Be Told. And I think I left out a little bit because, you know, Christian worship music can be repetitive. So I didn't feel like I needed to add every single verse or chorus, or I don't know. I don't know anything about music, so I don't know how it's structured, but you get the gist. So I have just gone ahead and put that on this little card, and then I created a pocket to put that into, and I've just sewn around the edges and then adhered it in, and I've added my number 13 there, a little puffy heart. Tried to really kind of stick more with this black and white thing going, and then a couple of the Beloved Society girls. I forget which collection this is from. I think it's the Hello and Amen, which is beautiful. I absolutely love, or it coordinates with that collection, I guess is what I should say. But at any rate, On this back side, I just have one of those really cool little ribbons, camp ribbons, and I've just attached a little bit of waxed cording to it, kind of give it that really cool vintage look to it. And then on the back of that page, I used a glassine bag, and I've just attached that. I've attached the scripture that I want to reference to it, and then I've put this little card in here, and I stamped out the word listen, and I have it ready to go for some journaling. And I chose this one that has raindrops and an umbrella with intention, because card 13 really talked about kind of weeping with a friend, or, you know, sometimes being with somebody when something not great is happening. So that was kind of what I wanted to do, is just talk about how either in my life I've needed a friend to listen when I've gone through something really hard. The first thing that always pops into my head these days is my whole battle with infertility that I went through a few years ago. So that's my intention, to go back there. So that's what I have left it with. So now I have to do 14 and 15. I haven't read 15 yet, but I did read through 14, and 14 really talks about being an authentic friend, reaching out to friends, kind of, how else do I want to, well, here, I'll just kind of go through it. Friends require investment. They require authenticity and intentionality. And so I have actually a couple of friends I've been thinking of recently, and maybe you've gone through this, where you've had a group of friends that you were really, really close to for a while, and then, you know, for whatever reason, be it life, be it different paths, you end up kind of drifting apart. But maybe like me, you've had an experience where you've never really drifted so far apart that you can't come back together. I have a couple of good friends that I've had for many years now that were this little group, and we were really tight. And then we all started getting married and having kids, except for one who'd already gone through all that. She did that way ahead of us. And so we all kind of just drifted off and did our own things for a while. And now that our kids are getting a little older, naturally we're picking up some of those pieces. And it's interesting that a few of those friendships have just picked up right where they left off, and a few of them have probably, they've had their season. We're moving on. So that's kind of what I'm thinking through as I'm getting ready to put this together. And one of the prompts talks about, oh, that's not the card, talks about sending cards to friends. It says, today pick 3 friends and send them a card. So I really loved that idea of sending a card. And I think I'm going to play with that piece of it. So I have gone ahead and pulled out a few things. I'm still working with the same pieces I've been working on since I started this process through the summer. Let's see here. This is interesting. I actually, wow, I don't know why I wrote on this super dark piece of paper, but I wrote I remember sitting down and looking at this way back, and I wrote myself some notes, and I had an idea, and I have no idea what I was going to do. So, oh wait, look at, I have 13, 14, 15 ideas. Look at, okay, well, that doesn't really mean anything now because it's been so long, but at any rate, while I had all of this off my desk, let me just kind of do a quick little moment of organization, because I do love organization stuff here. I've talked about these bins before. They're meal prep containers that I've gotten from Target. Actually, let me show you some new ones that I found. You might like these. Okay, let me show these to you. I have, these ones are kind of dingy, but I bought some new ones, so I'll show you this. This is the package. This is the brand, this Good Cook meal prep, these blue ones that I have. And then you might remember I have the littlest ones. And then I found these ones. They don't entirely match my whole color scheme, but you know, black is versatile. And what I think is really great about these is, one, they are not divided. I can get one apart. So they're pretty deep. So these are also going to be some project bins. Now, what I originally bought these for, and why I have so many, because they're a great size, is totally going off track of what I wanted to be doing today, but you guys know me and my chit chat. This is all my Christmas 2021 memorabilia I'm going to hold on to that I'll probably do December daily in a couple years, because I'm super far behind. But what I had done, I went to a retreat. I actually did go to a crafting retreat to start December, and that's the last time I touched anything crafty in December, the first weekend. But I had to bring a snack or prepare a snack. And what I did was, like I said, this is totally off topic, but you might find this interesting. I did a choose your own adventure grazing tray, or box as it were, and I used these, and then I had everybody just pick out some stuff they wanted. So anyway, that is one of the reasons I had these, and I thought I'd share, because maybe you're like me and you like that kind of stuff. And then also I had bought them to do Christmas cookies as gifts, which clearly I didn't do because they're still in the package, but I will use them. Okay, so anyway, so since the last time I picked up this project, I've just kept everything in this little container. And then all of the papers I have kept in one of these big scrapbook.com 12 by 12 envelopes. And I love these. Definitely look at these too. I'll make sure to link the stuff if I can find it below. Okay. Aside from what I already had for the project, I went through and pulled out a few more things. This I just happened to find, and I thought maybe I would do some edging. I don't know. I had that for a different project. I have these really old little stamps that I've been hoarding for millennia, it feels like. I don't know. I might finally just bite the bullet and use those. Stop hoarding them. I've also been hoarding this thing, this sheet of stamps for quite some time. They're dated 2015, so probably time to use those. And since I've been doing butterflies, I grabbed some actual new stamps because my intention is to make 3 cards ready to get mailed. Like, there's no excuse. So I'm going to stamp a couple cards. I grabbed some postcards because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do cards or postcards. So these are just some postcards I had in my stash. I think I want to do the whole page in and on an envelope. So I grabbed a couple of envelopes. And then I grabbed some other random things. This envelope I just grabbed because I really like the color. I think it goes well with this project, and I might use it in something else. And then I grabbed a few blank cards. So no rhyme or reason. I just grabbed 3 out of my stash, and I thought I might just do a little decorating and see where it takes me. So that's my current plan. So I am going to go ahead and fast forward you. I'm also running out of light because it is 3:45 on January, what day is it? 4th, in Minnesota in winter. So, and it's going to snow. So we don't really get much light. So that is another reason why I don't craft, because by the time I get home from work or find energy in the day, it's too dark. But we'll make the best of it. So we'll see how far this goes. You may or may not see a whole lot of this process, but regardless, I'm always grateful that you're here crafting with me. All right, let's get going. So not only am I a little rusty with creativity and crafting, apparently I'm also a little rusty with creating these videos for you guys, because I'm going to go ahead and share with you as the process as I go here. But then at the end, I cut back in and I'm basically going to repeat myself probably a lot. So my apologies, but here we go. So first thing I have done is just decided on which envelope I'm going to work with. I had pulled out that teal blue green color, whatever it was. But then I realized that maybe just a white canvas would be a better way to go. So I've decided the white. I've also decided to do the cards versus the postcards. So got that decision made. So next I'm going to work on my little number tab, or the little indicator. I have been numbering each one of these pages. And so I'm just going to go ahead and add on the number 14. First, I grabbed the 3 and almost did the 13. I'm glad I figured that out before I started stamping. But I really liked these larger block letters. I have so many alphabet stamps. I'm really trying to, 1, use them, 2, not purchase any additional ones. So here was a great opportunity for me to grab a set that I don't use a ton. But I'm going to go ahead and get stamping with some StazOn ink onto that fabric. And to help me make sure I get a good impression, I've just used a piece of felt. I've talked about this in previous videos, but I keep a piece of felt on my desk just to help with stamping. It really does help to absorb the, what's the word I'm looking for? Impact? I don't know if that's the right word, but it helps to get a cleaner stamp. So if you're not using a piece of felt and you are doing some stamping, I would recommend that you add one to your little toolbox. So I've got that piece done, and next I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out some of the ephemera. I ended up having to go through and sort it all out. I'd kind of forgotten what I had. So I've got that done, and I've gone back into my stamps. So what I've decided here is that I am going to go ahead and do the one side of the envelope to look as if it is an actual envelope being mailed. So I've pulled out the stamp set here that has a few bits that are more geared towards kind of like letter writing, or as you can see, there's like a stamp outline and that little squiggly line that the postmark makes. And again, I was so pleased to pull out a stamp set that I don't use very often. So I think that might be my theme for 2022, is to really just use stamping as much as possible. So I was able to pull out one of those really pretty butterfly stamps, and then I just went ahead and made the postmark look. I actually went back and grabbed an envelope of some recent mail I'd gotten because I wanted to make it a bit more authentic, and realized that the person that had mailed me this card they must use like a digital service, or I don't know, because it didn't have anything other than like a barcode. And maybe that's the route we're going now with our postal system, which makes me sad. But regardless, I've gone ahead and created my own version. I also added the little stamp at the bottom in yellow that just says special delivery, and just kind of stamped that off a few times. And now I want to add on my verse, my scriptures. So I've pulled out my Bible Books Nerds stamp set. Again, you can find that on my website. I'll link that below. But I'm going to go ahead and stamp out the verse I'm going to use. And so while I'm doing that, let me go ahead and read to you the scripture that I am using. So I am using 1 John 3:18, and says, "Dear children, let's not merely say that we love each other. Let us show the truth by our actions." Now, I think that verse is so prevalent right now for the world we're living in. And so not only am I really glad that I have this now in this book, but it's kind of becoming a verse that I want to maybe memorize, and I want to be trying to live out a bit more, because I think it's super important that our actions show exactly what we're supposed to be doing, and not just by words. And I'm finding a lot more words being said, a lot less action in today's society. So maybe that's a lesson for all of us. Moving on, I have grabbed out one of those badges. I can't quite remember the name of the collection right now off the top of my head, but I will make sure that's linked below. And actually, I've been linking just kind of all of the stuff I've been using for the Camp Wonder project, so you'll be able to find a lot of this stuff. But I've gone ahead and grabbed that badge, and then I'm just going again through all of these random bits and ephemera, and I'm honestly not even sure what I'm looking for. I'm just kind of going through stuff. And then I find this piece here that is this vellum paper clipped onto this other piece of paper, and it kind of all starts to come back to me. I had started working on this page briefly the last time I had picked up this project, and I was going to create kind of this little pocket, and I really loved the vellum, so I pulled that back off, and I've decided I'm going to go ahead and back this envelope, because all that white was looking a little intimidating, quite honestly, because I haven't been crafting much lately. So I'm just taking a pencil now and outlining the parts that I want to trim out so that I can fit this vellum right onto this envelope. So just trimming it out, and oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry that I can barely breathe. Being sick is the pits. But here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just adhere this down. I thought about trying to find like some vellum adhesive and switching it out, but you know me, that I can't be bothered. That's too much work. I don't really care if you can see the tape underneath. And turns out you really can't. So now I've got my base. I'm going to go ahead and put on my number, and I just decided to go ahead with that tiny attacher, staple it on. It's not pretty. It's actually quite messy, but don't care. not strived for perfection here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get it into the book here. So I was a little concerned about making sure that once I got it in the book, I'd be able to put the cards into it. But then I realized because of the way I'm doing it, it really wasn't an issue at all. So using those strips, what am I trying to say here? Using those strips of paper the way I have cut them allows extra room in, so I'm not really kind of cutting off any of my extra space in that envelope. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, man. Okay, so with this little badge, I'm just going to go ahead and add in a little tassel or string, whatever you would call it. I wanted to use the same wax cording I used on the previous one, but I can't find it. I don't know what I did with it. I've also run out of light here, so I've turned on my overhead light, which I apologize for any glare. I don't love crafting. Well, I don't mind crafting with this light, but I don't love filming with this light. But as it were, I was running out of light. So now I have this envelope all done, so I'm going to go ahead and get it into the book, and all I'm doing is very sloppily adding adhesive, using the Tombow adhesive. That is my go-to adhesive. It's the one I've been using since I started crafting, 20 years ago. I've tried other adhesives, and I just keep coming back to the same one. I'm not going to mess around with generics or any other brand. I buy it in like 9 refills at a time. I hate running out of adhesive. So that's my go-to adhesive if you're trying to find a go-to. Okay, so now I'm moving on to the blank cards. And I've pulled out some stickers. I've got some Reset Girl honeys that I thought I might use. And so I was just kind of thinking that I might just plop one right on. And then I realized that I might get a little bit lost on that lemon pattern. So I'm trying to decide how to break up the pattern in the back. So I grabbed out these black and white florals, and I thought maybe one of these badges would be really fun. And I found the Happy Mail one, which I ended up using in something else recently, and made a little cluster for some Happy Mail I sent, and that was really cute. I might have to print a whole bunch of those. But ultimately, I'm going to land on the Beloved Society Girl, and I just loved this color combo of this green, and it's just beautiful. I just loved it. And so I thought about just throwing a little washi behind it, but again, it felt a little lost. So I'm going through all of my scrap papers and just trying to find a piece of paper that has a nice coordination, has a nice complementing color. So I'm thinking that I might carry that through. So I'm just pulling out just kind of a random collection here of scrap paper to work with. I really want to minimize the items I have in front of me to make these cards because I don't want to overthink it. I know myself too well that if I have too many options, it's not going to go well, which kind of leads me into talking a little bit about kits for a second. That's basically what I've done with this whole Camp Wonder project is I created a kit, and I really haven't gone outside of that kit too much. And I find myself needing kits for pretty much every project. And half of the fun, truthfully, is putting the kit together to get a project going. I like that just as much as I like actually creating with the kit. So some days I just make kits, which I probably should do soon. I have a video that I could link here that is pretty old. It's one of my first videos I ever did. So it's probably a little clunky because I really didn't know what I was doing. But it's the same process. So if you're interested in kit building, I'll go ahead and link that for you as well. Okay, so I've got my first card done. As you can see, like I said, I just really went simple, but I think it's beautiful. I love it. So kind of the same thing here. I thought about using some sort of like stamp to create some pattern in the background, just to break up all of that blue, green, whatever color that is. But then I remembered I had these butterflies on clear sticker paper, so I just grabbed one of those, and again, a piece of scratch paper. And then I have another Beloved Society Girl. And then I don't know if you guys are like me, but if you get a little bit of adhesive or glue on your desk, I can't move on from that. I have to clean it off. So I keep one of those Mr. Clean Magic erasers on my desk, and I highly recommend that you also have one of those in your kit or your toolbox because it's fantastic. So there I have just grabbed out a sticker, and it says 1 day at a time. I think it says 1 day at a time. So I just imagine I'll send this to somebody who might be going through something a little difficult. On to the third card. Again, I picked a busy pattern. I don't really know if I thought that through. And I thought about using a Reset Girl, and then ultimately I've decided, well, I feel like I have a set going here, so I'll use another Beloved Society Girl. But this time, the black and white floral actually does work, but it really needs to be big. So I grabbed a big one out, and I'm just going to go super simple on this one and grab one of the Beloved Society Girls, and that's it. I'm not going to overthink this one. So that's pretty much it. Talk about easy cards. I really enjoyed making these cards. I kind of feel like I need to make more, but I don't really send cards, so it would just be making stuff to make stuff, which isn't that what all of this is really, I guess. But I have my 3 cards, so there we go. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it here. We've run out of light, and I got to make the humans dinner. So maybe I just get the one done. That's okay. If I do more, I will come back and film another video, either of process or just showing you guys what I've done. But let's take a look at what I've gotten done today. So obviously, at some point, I had thought through, because when I was going through all my stuff, you might have noticed when I pulled all of the scrap papers out of that big 12 by 12 envelope, I came across something that was paper clipped. I had this vellum sheet paper clipped to something else. Well, it kind of started coming back to me. I had originally thought to put that as some sort of pocket in here. But I like this. I like this. I like what I did here better. But I did go ahead and use that vellum that I had printed out. Again, this is just a digital paper I printed on vellum myself. I just formatted it in Canva. I will link a video that I have shared many times before about how I print digital papers for you here. But that's all I've done. I've just went ahead and trimmed it out and then glued it down. Here I made the little number 14 tab. I've been numbering each one of these with a little bit of fabric that I've carried through the book and some stays on and a big 14. I've also decided that I really like these ribbons. So I used another one here, and then my intention is to use another one for card 15. And I'm hoping out of the few I have left that one of those actually makes sense to the card, or I might have to come up with a different plan. But anyway, I just kept it simple. I just glued it down. And then on the back of the envelope, I wanted it to look kind of like it actually would be going through the mail, or did go through the mail. I don't know what I'm going to put here yet. I might end up writing the names of who I send the cards to. I did use one of those really pretty butterfly stamps. I have no idea why I even have those. And then I just pulled out a stamp, this stamp set here that had one of those old Studio Calico ones, the subscription stamps that I have so many of and barely use. I can't even find it now. It's literally just, I lost it. It's already gone. Here it is. I don't even know what it's called, but it's from October of 2018, and I've probably used it maybe 4 times. I can see I've used a few, but always fun to pull out some stamp sets. So I've used that, and then I've just added in my scripture here using my own Bible book nerd stamp set. And then I've made these cards. So this is kind of funny. I just pulled 3 random cards out of my stash, and I decided I'm going to go ahead and use these Beloved Society Girls. I have no idea who I'm sending these to. I might not be sending that to a blonde, but it does not matter. It's just a cute girl. And so I just did a quick little simple card. I forgot how much card making is enjoyable, even when you make something simple. So this was actually really fun. So I've got this simple one. I've just trimmed out a little piece of scratch paper here, put a little washi behind it, and the girl, I think this is really beautiful. I love this color scheme. The second one, when I was looking at this, I kind of thought, ooh, maybe stamping something in white on the background would be cool. And then I remembered I had some clear stickers, so I grabbed a butterfly and put down another girl, a little piece of scrap paper, and a sticker, which is actually from a sticker set that I have created myself and cut on my silhouette. And I've thought about putting these in my shop as a digital item. I don't know if I ever will, but If you want to pause this and take a quick peek, hopefully you can zoom in and see what all of these words are. I've used a few on this sheet, but if this is something you think you'd be interested in, let me know, drop me a comment, and I don't know, maybe I'll put it together as a freebie, who knows. But those are some of my own custom stickers that I used. I did put down a sticker that says 1 day at a time. For some reason, I just feel like God led me to make this card knowing I'm going to be sending it to somebody that might be going through something hard. And then finally this one, honestly, I kind of wanted to go back to my stash and grab a different card because I don't love this. It's probably not helpful that I have this light that I had to turn on shining down on it, and so it's just glaring and I don't love it. But to tone down the busyness of this pattern, I added a black and white floral and then just another girl. I didn't do anything else, kept it simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put stamps on all of them if I can find them, because I feel like I'm more likely to actually use them if I feel like there's value stuck to them, and I hate wasting stamps. I don't know. I'm the person that if a stamp comes through and it's not been hit by like that little mark in the system, well, I'll be honest, I haven't done this in a long time, but I used to be the person that I would try to painstakingly see if I could peel it off and reuse it. Yeah. So, for whatever reason, I find stamps need to be used. So, I think that'll motivate me. Now, when I send them, I don't know. The fact that they're forever stamps helps greatly, because then I don't feel obligated to get it done anytime soon. Or someday, maybe an ancestor of mine will find this wonderful treasure and look, wow, people used to mail stuff and use stamps. Who knows? I really hope that doesn't happen, but who knows? So I am going to go ahead and just tuck these. Kind of want to do them in the order I made them, but the first thing I see, I don't want it to be that one. There. So I am going to tuck these in this envelope and call it done. And also this is getting pretty bulky. That might have to be my last bulky item because I don't know how much more I can fit. I'm going to have to get a strap for this. But so there we go. One more done. Technically have two cards left plus a couple of like title and end pages. So until next time, friends, and this project may or may not be done, I would like to thank you again for sticking around and watching my video. And again, to all those who might be new to my channel, welcome. To returning friends, thanks for checking up on me. I hope you are doing well as we enter into this new year, and I greatly appreciate the comments. I greatly appreciate when people reach out to me. I love when you visit my website and purchase my stamps, which has actually been happening a lot more frequently, and I've put very little effort. So thank you for that. You guys are the greatest. So thanks again, friends, for sticking around. And if you like this video, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And then finally, don't forget to hit that little bell so you're getting notified when new videos are posted. Thanks again, friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye!